Hey guys, Contra here, bringing you a Boom Beach video on the upcoming heroes that are going to be added to the game next week. So, while I talk about heroes, I'm going to attack some bases, get my chest filled, and then hit some Dr. T. So, first of all, there will be two heroes to start out with. The first one is Captain Everspark, and the second one is Sergeant Brick. So they will each have a set of three skills that you can customize and take one skill into battle with you, um, which I think is pretty cool. It should add some interesting depth to the game. Captain Everspark is more the team player. Will she has a critter swarm which will continuously release critters from her special bag that will protect your other troops, from single shot like sniper towers or boom cannons. Then she also has a demolition charge, which is basically like a larger barrage. It'll do low damage to a lot of buildings. Um, I'm really loving this Power Stone chance. It is a real, um, it really, really helps. I think I'm going to be getting back up to having a regular quantity um, of Power Stones. So anyway, Captain Everspark's last attack is the Universal Remote, which is the Boom Beach developers seem to think that it's a pretty cool feature, and if I'm honest, I think that it's a pretty cool feature as well. You know, I I have a computer science degree. I'm not an English major, so or speaker for that matter. So what the Universal Remote does is it will take over certain enemy buildings and they will attack other enemy buildings. So that is really cool. You imagine getting a Doom Cannon to convert to your side of the fight. You could do some serious damage pretty quickly to other player defenses. So I'm actually a little bit concerned about that in terms of balancing. If you get control of a boom cannon and a shock blaster, you could, not only stop a large number of buildings from attacking, but you could do some serious damage. So I'm a little bit concerned about that. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It should be cool, and we'll see how that works. So the second hero, Sergeant Brick, has three. Uh-oh. Uh, I switched one of the attacks. So Sergeant Brick actually has the cluster bomb. Captain Everspark has the demolition charge. The demolition charge will blow up one defensive building after a short delay. So Captain Everspark is probably more of a loner who can help out your troops, whereas Sergeant Brick is more involved in the actual attacking of your troops. So Sergeant Brick, as I just mentioned, does have the cluster bomb, which is pretty cool. And the other two special skills that Sergeant Brick will have are the battle orders, which will work like the speed serum on the Mega Crab. It will increase the speed. Your troops will kind of go berserk and just start attacking all over the place. That should be pretty cool, especially with a Zuka attack, because if you can shock a lot of defensive buildings that do massive damage like rocket launchers or mortars, you get those Zukas sped up and you can do some serious damage very quickly. So that will be interesting. We'll have to see how that works. And then Sergeant Brick's last skill is is called Iron Will, and that is a shield, which basically gives your troops a 50% health boost, or halves the damage that defensive buildings do to your troops. Now, I don't know if that will apply to mines, or if that will only apply to defensive buildings, so it may still be that lower level Zukas, under the Iron Will shield, may be able to be popped by mines, so that is something to look out for. I'll try to update on that when I have more information. So the heroes will be leveled up using gold, and that will be for their that will be for their hero ability or their hero perk, as well as their health and damage ability. Now, that is cool. Should give players who are farther along in the game a chance to use a little bit of their gold, and that should be really nice. So what's interesting about this is that the hero active skills, the Cluster Bomb, Battle Orders, Critter Swarm, Iron Will, those will be upgraded using hero tokens, which is a special currency. Now this is, I don't know exactly how I feel about this. I feel like maybe it's adding another way for you to pay to play the game, or to pay to win the game, which is a little bit frustrating, because I just like to play. So we'll see how that works. You will be able to get hero tokens from your daily reward, as well as your daily treasure chest unlock. Now, another way that you'll be able to get hero tokens, and this is kind of cool, mainly irritating though, is the trader. So the trader will come every weekend and offer you the ability to exchange resources for other resources or other things like that. Now, this is cool, great, whatever. The Boom Beach developers are saying, oh, you're welcome. You've asked for the ability to trade resources, and now we've given it to you. Well, yes and no. That's not exactly what we asked for. What was asked for was the ability to trade resources amongst the task force, and that would allow lower level players to grow faster and higher level players to dump resources that they don't actually use. Now, hopefully higher level players will still be able to dump resources into hero tokens, but we'll see how that goes. I've got to say, I'm a little bit worried about the trader. I don't think it's going to be as cool as we were all hoping. So finally, that brings us to balance changes. Geez, there are going to be all these heroes with all these incredible abilities. How is my base going to defend against attacks from these heroes? Because the heroes will not be defending bases as they do. I don't play Clash of Clans, but as they apparently do in Clash of Clans. So, how much balancing are they going to be able to do to remove that condition? So the first balance that they're going to be doing is they're going to be buffing the machine gun. So it will still do the same amount of damage. However, I believe that the damage per second will be higher because the spread on the machine gun will be lower. So if you think about when you're hitting, when you do hammerman attacks and he's coming at you with all those hundreds and hundreds of riflemen, the machine gun doesn't seem to take them down. It doesn't seem to do anything to them. And so why use it? Why involve the machine gun at all in the process? Ooh, nice. I'm gonna get another 7 power powder by the end of the day. So this Power Stone chance is really useful. I'll bring more videos on that. But so the tighter spread on the machine gun, I think, will be helpful and useful. It should help with the critter swarm against Captain Everspark. Um, Hopefully, if Sergeant Brick has given battle orders and they've got 100,000 Zookas that are just going as fast as possible, the machine guns should be able to cut them down a little bit faster, helping add to the rocket launchers and mortars. So I think that should be a fairly decent buff and balance change. I'm honestly, even with this next balance change that I'm going to talk about, I am concerned that it's not going to be enough and that they're going to have to add more defensive balance changes, because these heroes are going to be pretty beastly. Even though you'll only be able to allow to have one hero per attack, the words that the Boom Beach developers used was hero boat. So I am going to say right now that you will have the option of using your 8 boats, and you will have a hero boat. So just buffing machine guns definitely is not enough to balance this addition of heroes. However, the second balance change is an addition of a third prototype weapon. Now this should be pretty cool. It would allow you to have, for example, a grappler, a shock blaster, and a hot pot. So you could have the shock blaster covering your base in the corner. You could have the grappler in the center of the beach where my headquarters is, and then you could put the hot pot right in front of the grappler, so that everything that gets sucked in by the grappler just gets annihilated. And so that will require either the use of more gunboat energy or the use of heroes for the strategic use of heroes for hitting these bases. Now, I'm just going to show you guys a base. My home base was raided. Now, I don't have any defensive building statues, but look at this guy. I mean, my cannons are not perfectly high, but he is going to take out, we'll just put it in 4 speed. So he takes out my shock blaster. He launches 5 boats of tanks. Okay, so now he's taken out my shock launcher, as well as a boom cannon. Now he's taken out my other big boom cannon. And I only have a few cannons and boom cannons left. So, yeah, my damage amplifier is still up. I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of damage amplifiers, but, just having 3 prototypes does not guarantee that you're going to defend your base or that you're even going to get intel from it. So I'm a little bit concerned about that, that balance change. So the final question is, when is this balance change coming? They've said that it will be arriving next week, and they said that this morning. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean it's going to be arriving on Tuesday, the 21st? We do not know. So, I'm pretty interested in how all this is going to work, and how the hero tokens are going to work. I'm wondering if the hero will be upgraded through the armory, or if there will be a separate building so that I can upgrade, so I can keep upgrading my Cryoneers and I can upgrade my heroes, because that would be a great thing to do. As you can see, I always have lots of gold, and I'm always, doing these long upgrades because I'm getting close to the max. So, let's hope that it's cool. They've put in 2 heroes with the possibility of adding more in the future. So I think that we can count on seeing additional heroes as the game goes on, which is great. That should signify that they're going to be adding more features, putting more into the game, making it easier to expand the playability, so that they can write the code for these changes faster and bring us more gameplay and a more interesting product in Boom Beach. So, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. The heroes should be awesome. This is Contra out.